Everybody, thanks for coming for my session. I'm Daniel Polan from Adacta Group, and I will try to explain the process how we are trying to approach any tool selection, but for this particular case we're looking for a test management tool. So a bit of the background maybe. I'm QA lead there. We're building QA for one of our main projects, which is insurance information system. So complex insurance management, but we are multi-software company. So we were looking for a tool which will fulfill the requirements for other projects as well. So have you ever been involved in a tool selection? And which of you can understand it as a success? No? Really? Okay, so I hope this will help, just a few guidance through the process, and we'll see if you will get something out of it. So of course you can go Google and find tool, check some demos, whatever. But as my art teacher says at my high school, we were trying to get to Photoshop, version 7 was new in that year, and we were trying to do a lot of stuff there. But actually, he says, no, take the pencil and first try to draw what you actually want to do, because then you will take a tool, there are a lot of features, and you will just slip up. You will use all the effects and stuff, and you will totally miss your goal. So that's what I'm trying to apply here as well. First, make sure that with the tool, you will get what you are expecting. So first, we didn't say we need a tool. When I joined the company, we were looking at the process and stuff, we were setting up everything, and then we said, okay, we have some mindset to be implemented, or it was already. Then we want to get something out of it, specify some goals, and then maybe we'll find a tool which will satisfy our requirements or not. So first we said we want really nice transparency of the testing. That was really the first things. Making better collaboration between the three roles you got in agile teams, so product management or business analysts in our case, developers and QA engineers, or in general all the QA stuff. So working together, have better collaboration. So goal out of it was that we want to have a tool which will fulfill the requirements of all these three roles. We don't want to have three different tools, because then the teams are not really cross-functional, because everybody has knowledge of something. By getting one tool will enable everybody to work in a same interface with their job. So then we said, okay, we got some mindsets of transparency and good collaboration. And what are the goals? What is the principle out of it? So we want to have a better overview of what was tested during release. We're looking for a really good integration with our CI. We were looking for linking and some coverage of test cases to requirements and to the tasks, etc., etc. And then we said, okay, let's find a tool. So we set up some set of requirements which you can split in different categories. Usually I'm going 4P, so process, product, people and project. But for this particular case, I said, okay, there are some operational, organizational and technical stuff. So for operational, more or less, how it will be controlled, who will be using it, and stuff like that, what we really need. Requirements traceability was one of those. We really want to have comparable test reports, for example. So in CI you get plenty of tests, and of course your CI tool sometimes supports the changes in the tests, but in the long term we wanted to have it visualized also for other roles, non-technical stuff. So we said, okay, we want to compare test runs between each other, so we can see, for example, between two different releases, how the quality was, etc. For organizational, we're also considering cost, but not only purchase cost, but maintenance cost. If it's standalone tool, you usually have to have somebody with the knowledge how the tool is installed, what are the prerequisites, what are other tools which are required, etc., etc. So in the end we said maybe we want to have something which is directly in Jira. So some Jira add-on, not something standalone which is integrated with Jira, because we get plenty of those and we are trying to standardize the approach somehow. And then of course some technical stuff. We get a lot of automation, so we have to sync the results and descriptions. We want to export some of the reports because we are distributing them to our best customers or implementation teams, whatever. So, and these requirements are mostly for the project I'm working on, but we're asking also for other projects, like, is there something else you will need? So this is how we did it. Then after we set this requirement based on the goals and all the mindset we say or the strategy we had, we said, okay, we'll find a tool which will meet these requirements. We did. I will get to that. But one thing to note: if you are implementing any of the tools, you should not roll out to all the teams at once. I've been there, I saw a lot of implementations of tools, and I saw a really good one, and I tried with this one as well, and it works fine. Please take 1-2 teams, start with them, get the early feedback, have really close cooperation with them. Before you will roll out, you will define all the processes and stuff, and then you will say, okay, this is the tool, you have to use it. You will not be able to handle all the requests, feedbacks. There will be some requests which will go against each other. So do it one by one. So in case you got big team, you can big development, you can go team by team. Yeah. So just take first part. It says if you will have 30% on your side, the rest will adapt. So try to do it like that. And then when you will implement the tool, don't forget about its maintenance. And not only maintenance from a technical point of view, but the maintenance from the view how people are enjoying it. What are the new features? Should we go update or not? So monitor the usage, if the teams are okay with it. Because once you will get a tool, it costs some money, it's a lot of investment of your effort and time. And just check if it's used correctly, if it's bringing the benefits you are expecting. And also update when there are some requests. In the end, how we selected the tool and what was the process? We said, okay, let's check some test management tools. There are way many test management tools. We said, okay, we need something which is operable via Jira. So which you can directly work with in Jira. So possibly some add-on or tool with really good integration with Jira. So we end up with 2 final tools, and based on some requirements we selected Synapse RT, which maybe you never heard of, me neither. I was asking a lot of guys around, I get a lot of friends in the industry and say, I go that way. I asked why, because we got it. But that's not what I was looking for. So we selected Synapse RT, and there were a few main reasons. Process compliant. We have ISTQB certified people, and this tool was the closest to the terminology and process of ISTQB, which is a worldwide standard. And since you got your people educated, they are using some terms, you get some vocab and process, you should adjust your processes based on the tool, but it shouldn't be the primary goal, like have a tool and then adjust all the processes. You should always do some small changes, but not that many. And mostly tools should reflect how your environment works. Test suites. Not many of the tools had a multi-level test suites management. Just imagine you get especially with automation, you get a lot of test cases when you're on low level, which we actually are. We get automation on all levels, so you have to capture that. And maybe you're asking why you are syncing all the test cases from your automated test management, test execution tools to Jira, because we want to see what requirements are covered, what not, what's related to what, how releases are going, etc. So there are a lot of good stuff about test suites. You get this view on many of the screens when you are selecting test plans and scope of testing, etc., etc., even when you're executing it. So there is not just a list of hundreds of test cases, you get a nice tree view, so you know on what are you currently working on, and you can do some predictions in case first test case of the suite, which can be feature related, fail, so others you don't maybe have to execute, so you know there are some relations, which is great. And there is also really nice import when you are creating a lot of test cases or syncing it. There is nice import feature, so you will type it in some structured way, CSV, and then just import in one click, which is great. Reporting. There are many levels of reporting you will definitely need. The main one is for your testers when doing the execution, so they see how it's going, but also for management. And honestly, primary reason for having this is also non-technical roles, so all the product people, management, so they can do easy decisions. And also for me as a QA lead, it's much easier to go to few pages in Jira and see the requirements and the releases, versions, test execution results, then go to one CI tool, then some documentation, then something else. So it's much nicer here. So there are plenty of standalone reports. You get also some dashboard gadgets, and you get really nice comparable test results. So as you can see, I get two here. So how the tests are changing between two versions you are comparing. You can also export it, which is great, so you can send it out to people you need. Really nice feature we are using, and which is helping us to adapt our development a bit better, is the requirements tracking. Because I bet most of you are using user stories. Who are using user stories? Are your user stories defined by business analysts, product owners, and then developed by developers? Yeah? No? Yeah? Some of you. And we had this problem. The business owner, product owner, business analyst, whoever you call them, they will define some stuff which is business focused, and then developer says, okay, but we cannot do this in one sprint, we have to split it into few tasks, etc., etc. So we said, okay, let's have requirements as a source, then create the tasks, which is development stuff, and then have a test cases. So you can put like in 3 silos this, but actually it's in one tool. There are just different responsibilities in a development. So business owners will say, this is the requirement, I want to have this. Developer says, okay, we'll implement in 3 sprints by these 8 tasks, and testers will just do test cases for requirement or for the task. So it's really nice to track these. So requirements are then tracked in really nice tree view. Then you have a requirements coverage, so you see what test cases are covered, what requirements are covered by which test cases, and get really nice comprehensive reports out of it. And automation integration. For most of you, it will be really nice because Synapse RT offers native support of some CI tools. For our case, it's not possible. We are using TeamCity, but there are a lot of APIs. So we did just few PowerShell scripts, which are syncing the test descriptions and also execution results to Jira really easily through some scripts. So this is great. There's robust APIs, and you get direct integration, as I said, for Jenkins, at least what I know. And some achievements. So currently we are using it for almost 1,000 automated tests, some manual testing, release testing. It's in the end is a single tool used for QA, for reporting, and it really helps us to check if the release is okay or not. I don't know if we got any time for questions. I suppose not. I'm right on time. So if you will have any questions, I will be here, of course, or you can stop by at the booth, which is GoToGroup booth, which is across the hall where the Ship It Live is. So thanks for attending. I hope you enjoyed it.